For the first time since March, Memphis 901 FC takes its home pitch, and they'll do it in front of hometown fans, hoping to reward them with all 3 points in a crucial Group G showdown with Charlotte Independence. Everybody, and welcome to the excitement of USL Championship Soccer from AutoZone Park in downtown Memphis. 901 FC hopes to build on last weekend's draw in Atlanta as they take on Charlotte Independence, a side that is playing its first match since the season was suspended in March. Tonight's match is presented by Terminix, Defenders of Home. And we welcome you to our socially distanced broadcast booths, plural, here at AutoZone Park. Pete Pranica, Peter Edmiston with me on the call tonight. Now, Peter, for 901 FC, 2 matches under their belt. Charlotte hasn't played since March. Match fitness has to be a huge advantage for Memphis tonight.
There's no question about that, Pete. It's good to see you, even if we're a little bit socially distant tonight. Match fitness crucial for Memphis 901 FC, and to press that advantage right away, very, very important that 901 FC get the 3 points tonight. There's no way you can replicate that kind of match fitness that they should have. Charlotte Independence, no matter how hard they've worked, they don't have it.
Charlotte does have a 2-1 victory over Sporting KC2 back in March. Dane Kelly, former Golden Boot winner, had the match winner in that one.
What a tremendous player Dane Kelly is, the all-time leading goal scorer in USL Soccer, 77 goals to his name, and he is truly, Pete, a clinical finisher. You give him even a sniff of the net, and he can put it right there in the back of the net off either post. He's a really, really tough player to deal with. 901 FC can't give him a sniff tonight.
Don't want to do that. And Brandon Allen, well, he is great in front of goal. Milestone for him in Atlanta, his 50th career goal.
What a hard worker Brandon Allen is, and it's a typical Brandon Allen goal that got him that 50th goal. Crucial that he make the runs that he has to make, get those tough balls in, get his head into all the action tonight, because Memphis 901 FC needs him to be that kind of goal scorer tonight to take home all 3 points in a crucial Group G matchup.
He is always attacking, loves to run to the front of the goal. That's Brandon Allen. Crucial Group G showdown. Charlotte Independence and Memphis 901 FC. The starting 11s and the opening kick from Memphis in a moment.
For every staircase supporting a grand entrance, door frames marking milestones, floors kissed by bare feet, and walls making room for new memories. Protect the pure joy of home with Terminix. We're committed to keeping termites out of your home with our all-new On Guard termite protection system. Always backed by the Terminix promise to keep your home strong enough for all the love it holds.
This summer, it's time to get back outdoors. Your Honda dealer is open and ready to get you into a new Honda today. Enjoy the sunshine in the family-friendly Pilot or the rugged Passport. Visit the Honda Summer Clearance Event and get a great deal from Honda, KBB.com's 2020 Best Value Brand. Get a great deal on the Pilot at the Honda Summer Clearance Event today.
It's here. Instant funding online from SpeedyCash.com. Don't have time to stop by a Speedy Cash store? Get cash now, no matter where you are. Apply for a loan using the Speedy Cash app. If approved, funds applied to your debit card in minutes with instant funding from SpeedyCash.com. Apply now. It's fast. Go to SpeedyCash.com for instant funding today.
Things may look a little different when you come to Le Bonheur, but our commitment to children is stronger than ever. Your safety is what matters most. And we want you to know that when you come to see us, whether your family is facing the typical bumps and bruises of childhood or a life-altering diagnosis, Le Bonheur is always the best place for children.
77 goals to his name, and he is truly, Pete, a clinical finisher. You give him even a sniff of the net, and he can put it right there in the back of the net.
Both teams taking the pitch here at AutoZone Park. Our player walkout is presented by Academy, and you saw that Tim Howard was leading the way for Memphis tonight. And it's about time for our guitar smash. probably about 1,000 fans or thereabouts socially distanced here inside AutoZone Park tonight. Tonight's starting 11s are presented by AutoZone, and as I said, Tim Howard will be in goal for the third time this season. Memphis 901 FC also welcomes back Zach Carroll. He sat out the Atlanta United 2 match due to a red card. Brandon Allen, Keanu Marsh-Brown, Raphael Mensingen will be up top for Memphis. For Charlotte, their starting 11 will look like this. Brandon Miller with 10 saves in their only other match this year will be in goal. And Kelly and Gebhard up top had the 2 goals that Charlotte scored in their victory over Sporting KC 2. As you get a look at the head coach, Mike Jeffries, the only coach that Charlotte Independence has had. Our head coaches sponsored by XMC. And for Memphis, of course, Tim Mulqueen in his second season here was very pleased with the training and the match fitness and the elevation of play, Peter Edmiston, that he got from his side in Atlanta as 901 FC earned a 2-2 draw last weekend.
And you saw 901 FC really kicked it into gear toward the end of each half, and it's time, I think, to kick it into gear a little bit earlier tonight. And I think you'll see with the energy level from these fans, yeah, they're socially distant. Yeah, it's a little bit strange to see fans spaced out the way they are, but there are fans back. And that energy alone should help Memphis 901 FC get off to a really important start.
And Memphis looking for their first victory of the season, 0-2-1. This is long ball played down the right channel and sent out of play by Keanu Marsh-Brown, making his second start for 901 FC.
What really good deliveries from Marsh-Brown throughout the match in Atlanta, and I thought a couple of those really could have been converted for goals.
And that was deflected out, so an early corner kick opportunity for 901 FC. Brandon Allen to the far post. That's where this goes, although it really comes in on goal, and it's handled easily by Brandon Miller. In his third season with Charlotte, after playing with Harrisburg City, the Orange County Blues, and the Rochester Rhinos. The only ball that got past him in the Sporting KC2 match was an own goal.
You saw the wide play, Pete, early on. I think a really smart decision from 901 FC to try to play long, to try to push that energy advantage, and to really get it to Keanu Marsh-Brown along that right side. His delivery with that right foot constantly, time and time again, was in positions that could have caused trouble for the goalkeeper. That's exactly what you need to see tonight. Just continue to get it in the box, get in those positions, cause some problems for a Charlotte team that's probably a little bit jittery, having just now gotten out here and gotten a chance to play.
And Brandon Allen going to ground, and so there was a quick stoppage and a check by our referee tonight, Benjamin Meyer, to make sure that Brandon Allen was okay. He is indeed. Nice interception there, but nothing comes of it. And Miller will come back to play it for Charlotte. Again, Charlotte has not played since March when they won that match against Sporting KC2. They were supposed to play, Peter, on July 22nd against Miami, but that match postponed, and it's been pushed forward into August. So it's been a very, very long layoff for Charlotte Independence, and that was one of the concerns from Coach Jeffries, to have that long of a layoff, and he feels that Memphis 901 FC is going to have an advantage, not only with their match fitness and a run here by Marsh-Brown getting into the 18 and sent out. Good defensive work there by Duke Lacroix, and it will be a corner kick for 901 FC. Our injury report is presented by Campbell Clinic. Mark Birch continues to have a back issue, and the hope is perhaps he will be back next weekend when Memphis is back home when they take on St. Louis FC. And for Charlotte, no injuries.
Lively start for 901 FC, getting the ball up in transition and working very quickly against Charlotte. Exactly what they need to do to get off to a good start.
Outswinger trying to get it to Dwayne Muckett, but can't get possession. Dane Kelly comes back to play. And now a takeaway, and this one flared. Marsh-Brown in the 18. That's deflected, gets it back off the head of Brandon Allen. He can't locate it. And then headed down by Enzo Martinez. A dangerous goal scorer for Charlotte Independence.
It was something Mike Jeffries, the Charlotte Independence manager, talked about the high pressure from 901 FC, and he was a little bit concerned about how his team, coming off of such a long layoff, would deal with it. Well, we know not so well to start right off. A very good decision from Tim Mulqueen to really press high, keep pushing up, force some really tough passes, and it's been a nice work so far from 901 FC.
Derek Gebhard, who had the first goal in that Sporting KC match with a cross, and then that's sent out of play by Dane Kelly. Those guys are so dangerous. With that, let's get to our keys to the match presented by the Mid-South Ford dealers. Back four unity for 901 FC. No Mark Birch, normally the captain. And make sure that you get some balls at Brandon Miller. And for Charlotte, play out of the back in their tactical substitutions. And again, for those who are just getting with the USL, 5 substitutions now rather than 3. Corner kick for Guido Vidala. And that's headed out, and it'll be a goal kick for 901 FC.
Want to see, Pete, some quickness and a little more lively activity from the back four. I thought at times you saw the two fullbacks making runs and getting involved in the action, but sometimes they would get a little too involved and leave the back two in some trouble. You got to have a little more communication, got to have a little quicker decision-making from that back four.
And a giveaway by Memphis. Hawkinson was on it for a moment. Now Dwayne Mckeel as Memphis takes it back. Marsh Brown in a sprint, but Aaron Mond is there for Charlotte, and then played by Brandon Miller.
Everyone looks a little bit excited tonight, Pete. We've seen a lot of overplayed balls, a lot of activity. Maybe you got fans in the crowd for the first time. Charlotte hasn't played in a while. I think everyone's a little bit on edge, and you're seeing some scrappy play to start from both sides.
Well, and Memphis playing in front of their home fans for the first time since March when they lost to Indy 11. Got off to a roaring start, 2-0, and then conceded 4 straight.
Strange night. Strange night indeed. I like this from 901 FC. Pass it around a little bit, get a little possession, hang on to the ball. Last time Charlotte played, and again, it's hard to tell because it was so long ago, but they won the match in spite of only having 36% possession. They don't mind playing on the counterattack, and 901 FC might do well to hang on to the ball a little bit here and get a little more rhythm.
Now, long ball there for Minsingen, not able to get to it. This is Joel Johnson, now played up the right channel for Junior Eto. Eto with a diagonal ball, and that's intercepted and cleared out by Mark Segbers. Segbers is a guy, Peter, that on the back line that can do some good organization. 24 years of age out of St. Louis, Missouri.
Thought he showed some real nice flashes in the match against Atlanta United, too. Both getting forward and helping to organize in that back four. I thought it was the same from the other side in Buckmaster. You know, you had a lot of pros and you had some negatives as well in terms of positioning. Guys pushing a little too far forward. When you're playing that press and you're trying to push the action, sometimes you can get a little disjointed from the rest of the back four, and I thought we saw that at times, and it really caused some issues for 901 FC defensively.
Experience an adventure like never before when you book your stay at Big Cypress Lodge, located in the iconic Memphis Pyramid. Takeaway here by Minsingen. And the ball into space. Brandon Allen battling for it, but then sent out by Aaron Mond.
Really impressed with Minsingen in his spell after he came on as a substitute against Atlanta United, too. Showed a lot of energy, showed a lot of creativity, and you saw it right there, playing that ball with the outside of his right boot, trying to find Brandon Allen. Very nearly curled it in just ahead of the defense. Good positioning from Charlotte Independence there, but a really smart idea from Minsingen.
Mckeel double marked. And Memphis gives it away. Oh. A bit nervy there.
Ooh.
That would have been the second own goal for Charlotte this year.
It would have been the most embarrassing one, I can tell you that.
Yes, very much so. I'm Brandon Mill, like, wait a second. What's going on here?
Didn't expect to have to make a near post save for my own defender here.
Definitely did not. Off the restart, Tim Howard is forced to come well out to play that.
Charlotte looking to play over the top. The higher the line that the back four shows from 901 FC, Charlotte, I think, sees an opportunity for quickness in transition. It's how they got Sporting KC too, and I think that's what they're looking for. Got to be careful if you're that back four.
Mckeel trying to split the defense and working to get it back. And Buckmaster sets up Mckeel. A no-look. Attempt for Brandon Allen. He crosses, headed away, but then stopped on the far side. Marsh Brown with a blast over the crossbar.
What a nice run from Brandon Allen to set that whole thing up and very calmly put the ball in a beautiful position, just a little overshot, but Keanu Marsh Brown got it back, and Pete, that was not far away from that top right corner.
Great settle.
2 touches, and then got not much backlift on that, but he really got a foot behind it, and it was just inches away.
And this will come back to Tim Howard.
Interesting tonight from Tim Mulqueen as well to see what Mckeel can do as a starter rather than Pierre De Silva, who is such a talented player but is a little mercurial, as they say, can blow hot and cold, and was blowing a little cold in that last matchup.
Marsh Brown inside the 18, and that one volleyed and saved off the boot of Michael Reed.
Oof. Stung that one going near post. A nice save, and it had to be because he really got a lot on that one. Again, Marsh Brown in the center of so much of the activity leaves that, and boy, Michael Reed got all of that one, Pete.
Half volley as you get a look at our Southern Security replay.
Really good first 10 minutes for 901 FC.
It is indeed. And talking with Tim Howard earlier this week in talking about the Atlanta United 2 match, here's Buckmaster. He's trying to cross it, and then it is sent out of play by Johnson. He said one of the things, look, when you play as well as Memphis did and really had control of the match against Atlanta United 2, your maturity level will make sure that you get all 3 points instead of just 1. And Memphis, despite really having control of that match, had to rally twice to walk out of there with a 2-2 draw.
It showed frustration and resilience, and I think certainly an improvement in the overall level of play, and that's kind of continuing tonight, Pete, as we see Keanu Marsh Brown setting up for another corner. Much more communication and much better playing between the lines from 901 FC thus far.
Marsh Brown plays the short corner, gets it back. Going to the far side of the 18, an opportunity here by Carroll as he takes a lash, and it goes out of play. As we tell you that Select, since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. They are the official ball supplier of the USL Championship and many of the elite leagues throughout Europe. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit www.selectsportamerica.com.
Well, if you're Zach Carroll, you might as well take a lash at that one.
Coming back off of red card suspension, sure.
About 14 yards out. You don't find yourself in that position all that often. Why not take a swing at it?
Memphis doing a good job of possession here. Sliding tackle by Enzo Martinez, who is probably more lauded for his goal scorer, former North Carolina Tar Heel, and then a takeaway, but sends it into touch, and Memphis will put it back in play. Well, talking also to Tim Mulqueen during the week, he said, we have to be relentless. He was referring to his defense, but right now, offensively, they have been nothing short of relentless. Segber's starting a run to the edge of the 18, and he is shouldered down by Lacroix. And there'll be another corner kick for Memphis.
Another corner. Really have been dominant in the first 13 minutes or so of this match, Pete, and you're seeing that relentless nature that you're talking about going forward, pretending really to push at every opportunity, looking forward, looking to get it outside and then back into the box in a really nice interplay from a number of these players. You get enough of these opportunities, and eventually one of them's going to end up in the back of the net.
Marsh Brown outswinger headed by Martinez.
Very late whistle there.
And bring your message or brand to life with custom graphics and sign solutions from the team at Speed Pro, your source for great big graphics.
I get a little nervous when I see that late whistle, Pete, after last week's performance. It was an interestingly officiated game, let's say.
That, I talk to a lot of people, and I have been around soccer somewhat, not as many as others, and I queried everybody I knew that had more soccer experience than me, and they said that they had absolutely no idea what was going on because our referee was in the process of booking a yellow card and looked at his watch and said, we're done.
It was the strangest thing to get a free kick as that ball will roll harmlessly out of play for a goal kick. To get a free kick, an opportunity potentially to put one final ball in the box and to maybe win the game if you're 901 FC. All of a sudden, the referee just blows it and just walks away. The whole crew just walks away like, oh, sorry, guys, we're out of here. We got a flight to catch. What? Really bizarre.
It was bizarre, and then of course we've been talking about the Brandon Allen goal, which leveled the match at 1, and then there was controversy whether or not that goal counted, and there was confusion reigned. And of course we don't do our commentary for road matches from site; we do it off site here at AutoZone Park, and so we literally had to call down to Atlanta and said, "Can you please tell us did that goal actually count?" It was strangely officiated match, yes, definitely. Now Charlotte with an opportunity here. And that shot is deflected and out. And that will be a corner kick for Charlotte.
Yeah, first corner of the match for Charlotte. First time they've really had the ball in any kind of a sustained level at all in the final third of 901 FC. And they've kind of worked their way into the match a little bit more. Pete, we talked about getting off to a good start. You would have loved to kind of snatch an early goal in that stretch where 901 FC was so dominant. Now a chance to let your defense take over here.
Vidala with an in-swinger and no one to get on the end of that. That was another thing Tim Mulqueen was very adamant about at training this week. So we have to find the first goal.
Crucial, because you still want to, the crowd, though they are spaced out, they are energetic. Everyone is excited. I saw so many folks. I saw Brandon Allen walking in actually a couple hours before the match, talking to some fans, and fans were already, got their positioning. They were already ready to go. You just want something to kind of get them even going a little bit more excited, get a little more opportunity there.
One opportunity here. Minsigan crosses and there's the goal. Brandon Allen puts it in the back of the net for 901 FC.
It's what he does. It's what he does, Pete. Right place, right time, right finish.
His third of the season and 51st career goal, Brandon Allen. Keanu Marsh-Brown got it started, went down. Minsigan gets on the ball, and a beautiful cross and an easy finish for Brandon Allen.
Well, and Minsigan, credit to him for continuing to play, and referee played a really good advantage there. Didn't stop the match. Marsh-Brown had been fouled, kept it going because Minsigan kept it going, and Brandon Allen read the situation beautifully, made that near post run, and it looked as though Charlotte Independence defensively was a little unsure as to what was going on. Brandon Allen right there exactly where he needed to be, and Minsigan tapping off an impressive first 17 minutes of this match with an absolutely perfect assist.
Chick-fil-A goal for Brandon Allen. Led 901 FC with 9 goals, including 3 braces a year ago. And he has staked Memphis to a 1-0 advantage.
And you can see the socially distant Bluff City Mafia, such as they are, drums pounding, flags waving, excitement there. Certainly that's an unfortunate situation that they can't be in full force, but I know remotely the Bluff City Mafia is going absolutely bonkers right now, and rightfully so.
Yeah, that was just a brilliant play by Minsigan. As you pointed out, our referee Benjamin Meyer play on as Memphis had the advantage and allowed it to go through, and that man Brandon Allen with his 3rd goal of the season. Now, can Memphis continue to be relentless as they would seek out a second, and a foul going to be called there on Junior Eto.
I love that play right there from Zach Carroll and Pete. Yeah, it was understood that there was a little possibility for a transition from Charlotte Independence, and he kind of just stuck his head in there and drew that foul from Eto. Not afraid to sort of start that contact, and then wham, Eto knocks him down. Referee blows the whistle, and you get yourself a free kick.
Keanu Marsh-Brown will not be able to get to that one.
Marsh-Brown and Mentingen both really causing problems for Charlotte's fullbacks on that right and left side, respectively, have each had their opportunities. Of course, Mentingen with a perfect assist to Brandon Allen. Marsh-Brown with a couple of nice balls in. That has been the formula for 901 FC, and it's working perfectly to start this match.
Mentingen making his first start as Tim Mulqueen, the 901 FC manager, continues to shuffle the deck. And it's a deeper deck, frankly, than the roster that he had a year ago. So kudos to him, and also to Tim Howard putting this roster together.
Just needs some time to gel, and I think that's probably true of most every side in the USL Championship and pretty much any league around the world. Is gelling time is what it's going to take. It's all been weird. I mean, everybody that's out there trying to live your life is weird, much less trying to organize a match and trying to play football in this kind of environment. It's very difficult to do, Pete, and I think you're seeing a much more organized group from 901 FC tonight. It takes a few matches to get under your belt and to kind of feel like you're back at home, so to speak, and not only literally but figuratively. That's exactly where they are right now.
Well, this is where that postponement of the Miami fixture for Charlotte is really hurting them. Again, if you're just joining us, they have not played since March.
It's just impossible. It's just impossible.
You can train all you want. You can run all you want. And Enzo Martinez was a guest on the My Three Subs podcast. Tim Van Horn does a wonderful job with that. And he had a conversation with Enzo Martinez. And what Enzo found so difficult about the hiatus is you're trying to figure out what's the best way to navigate this. Now, here's a takeaway for 901 FC. Marsh-Brown gives it a lash and well over the crossbar and out of play. And so you're trying to figure out what is the best way for us to do this. And Tim Howard said the same thing from a Memphis perspective. What are the best practices for a situation you've never encountered before?
You don't know. I mean, you don't know. Everyone is very much playing it by ear throughout this entire process, Pete. And when it comes to preparing for a match and resuming a season that's had 4 months of a break, and doing so amid social distancing and concerns about matches being postponed and everything else, and trying to find a rhythm, it's extremely difficult, and you're seeing that on the pitch from Charlotte tonight. The thing is, in particular for Charlotte, not only do they have all of that to deal with, but it's a humid night. It's tough to play. This is a very, very hot encounter for them. I know it's not like it's cool in Charlotte this time of year, Pete, but there is a particular thickness to the humidity that makes it especially difficult to keep running out there and to keep those energy levels up. So add that to the list of difficulties that you're dealing with if you're Charlotte right now, and you got a tough night ahead of them.
And physical play near the halfway line. Hugh Roberts hears the whistle. And for Charlotte, the other thing, too, is they're not going to have a home match until August the 8th against Charleston.
They had a match that was rescheduled with North Carolina FC, their Southern Derby. Everything's just been up in the air. And again, who knows? Honestly, there could be more rescheduling. There could be more difficulty. As you know, on the basketball side of things, I mean, everyone's just sort of crossing your fingers and hoping that everything goes the way that you expect it to. You're one bad announcement away from having to throw everything else back up in the air, quite frankly. And so, it is. I don't envy the staffs. I don't envy the general managers. I don't envy anyone who's associated with this. And it has been a Herculean effort for a lot of folks to try to get this one on board, especially with folks here at AutoZone Park.
Reed playing the long ball. Marsh-Brown. Bigger part that was Segber's intended for Marsh-Brown. Now Gebhardt on the pickup, trying to link up with Martinez.
Good read from Buckmaster there. totally controlling the midfield, Pete, and that has been an important part of things. And really, I've not seen 901 FC grab control of the midfield. Even when they've been playing well, they haven't had that complete control. But tonight, between Mckeel, between Paul and Reed, they've done a really nice job of controlling things in the center of the park, and that's made their ability to play a lot easier, spray those balls out, and to get those transition opportunities as well.
Mckeel and Reed on the exchange. And a late whistle as Marsh Brown went to ground. Into our 24th minute. In the 16th minute, it was a score by Brandon Allen. Well, it is like St. Patrick's Day all year round at Silky O'Sullivan's. It's located at 183 Beale Street right here in downtown Memphis. Silky O'Sullivan's has live entertainment and their kitchen is always open.
Swing a little food over here, Pete. I'm a little bit hungry right now, to be honest with you.
Well, part of the social distancing and the regulations, the press box is closed. There is no press room buffet.
A small price to pay, Pete. But I am paying. But I am paying it. I will tell you, a small price to pay, but I am paying it at the moment. Well, although I saw you had a selection of nuts, which is I think is a good idea to keep the protein level high.
Tried to bring some stuff from home, and now Martinez off the quick restart finds Gebhard down the right channel. Gebhard being hassled there by Buckmaster, and Buckmaster is going to get whistled for the foul, I believe.
Veteran play from Gebhard there, and Buckmaster, who's kind of finding his feet with Memphis 901 FC. It was a little bit of I thought they gave it to Buckmaster and they gave it to Gebhard there. So that worked out well for 901 FC. You just got to be careful with that one because Gebhard is a smart player and he can kind of lure you into giving up those fouls. And that's really for Charlotte right now. Yeah, they've not been able to have any kind of control at all in the final third. So they will be looking to pick up a free kick, corner kicks, set pieces, some way to get themselves established in this match.
This is Dane Kelly wearing number 9. He and Martinez both exceptionally dangerous goal scorers. There's Martinez. His shot is blocked by Buckmaster, but then backed up by Johnson. Martinez crosses it into the 18, and again it's held by Johnson. Martinez against Buckmaster. Flicks it into the 18. A miscue by Hawkinson. And then run down by Lacroix on the far touchline. Best sequence for Charlotte to this point as they again get it to Martinez. Martinez last year, 7 goals in 32 appearances. Charlotte dispossessed, and Mckeel brings it to Mincingen.
All hands on deck in that defensive sequence. First time that we've seen 901 FC's defense under a little bit of sustained pressure, but all in all handled it pretty well. Got men behind the ball, exactly what needed to be done.
Trying to get it to Brandon Allen in the 18, but a misconnection there.
Sloppy in those transitional moments there. And Segber's is taken down, and that will be a free kick for 901 FC. Those transitional opportunities, Pete, you've not seen a real good job by Charlotte's back four to get that ball back forward and to get it on the move. And many, many times just a lot quicker in the midfield for 901 FC, snapping to jump in front, get a ball, get an opportunity here. And it's guys like Segber's now. This is a nice chance to put one potentially in the box and a little header on and try to double your score.
Mark Segbers, originally drafted by the New England Revolution, puts it down. Brandon Miller waits in the Charlotte goal. It'll be Keanu Marsh-Brown to take the free kick. Segbers drew the foul, but Marsh-Brown will take the free kick. And a rocket just tipped over the bar by Brandon Miller.
Wow. Thought that was a little far out to try it, Pete, but if you can put that kind of power behind it, why not take a stab? My goodness. And he fooled everybody, including the keeper. Saw it late, did get the hand to it, but look at the power. And you can see right there, that one needed to be saved. It was going to get in under the bar. Everyone caught off guard there.
And Brandon Miller, an exceptional save by him. He had 10 against Sporting KC 2. And another corner kick for Memphis.
I don't think he saw that until a little late, Pete. I think he was blocked off from getting a good view of it.
Into the 18, punched out, and then a whiff by Zach Carroll.
Not the most overwhelming opportunity there to get that punch in. That wasn't the most consistent punch we've seen. Did what he had to do to get it out of there, but that one was a little iffy.
And that was the shot by Marsh Brown that just saved by Brandon Miller to keep it at a 1-0 scoreline. Brandon Allen, his 51st goal of his career, 3rd of this season, staking Memphis to the 1-0 advantage in the 16th minute. But Peter, I think it's vitally important for Memphis to find a second here, because all it takes is one defensive lapse, and there have been some early in this season that could level the score at 1. So I think Memphis seeking out a second. Their pressure and aggression has to continue unabated.
I think Carroll's done a really nice job of calming things down. You saw a really good play for him to kind of ease that ball into a goal kick situation, because he's settled that back four. He just look a lot more composed, and yeah, I don't know if it was nerves, timing, just positioning, whatever it may be, but he really struggled, Pete, and they looked very good tonight. That's been hugely important.
Opportunity here for Charlotte. Played into the 18 and volleyed wide by Dane Kelly.
But you see the pressure that they put on Gebhard there made that shot very difficult for Dane Kelly. It's exactly what you have to do. If they're going to get looks, make them low-quality looks. It's one of those the things that we've seen now in soccer around the world, the introduction of the hydration break to try to help everyone calm down a little bit and get their fitness back. Same thing with the 5 subs rule, and 5 subs rule may stick around a little bit longer in a lot of leagues, and I don't know if this hydration break, this may stick around as well, Pete.
It may indeed. As we remind you, Southern College of Optometry is proud to be the official eye doctor of Memphis 901 FC. Memphis 901 FC in search of their first victory of the season, and 3 points. When you're talking about a 16-game schedule, it's no longer a marathon. This is really a sprint. 1 point's nice, but boy, 3 points radically changes things.
Well, and to be quite honest, for 901 FC, Pete, it's a sprint that you've stumbled out of the gate and not gotten a real good start on things. And so you look up and you see yourself starting to potentially fall behind. And if you fall behind 3, 4, 5 matches into the thing, it's really, really difficult to claw your way back into it. It's why tonight, because you are at home, because you have some fans, because you have a matchup against a team that's pretty vulnerable. Charlotte, I think, by all accounts, seems to be a pretty good team, but you're catching them at a good time. This is when you have to take advantage of an opportunity that the schedule gives to you. And so far, in the first 30 minutes of the match, I think it's exactly what you would have hoped to see from 901 FC. They've really asserted their physical advantage. They've asserted their advantage when it comes to fitness. They've been sharper. They've been quicker to just about every 50-50 ball. They've had numerous opportunities, one of them taken advantage by Brandon Allen off of a terrific assist from Mckeel. But Mckeel and Marsh Brown have both caused some major problems over on the wide areas. It's been a good showing thus far for 901 FC. Close out the half, get yourself in a good position. You'd love to get that second, but absolutely avoid those mistakes. Make sure you cling to your lead.
And you saw shots of the fans, how they have been socially distanced. The Shelby County Health Department working with 901 FC. Craig Unger and his fantastic staff have been working practically around the clock to make this happen in a safe situation. And it's good to hear the drums. It's good to hear fans in the stands. Not as many as would normally jam this park, but it's good. And talking to the players and talking to Tim Mulqueen this week, they really revel in the opportunity to be a home team in Memphis playing in their home facility Of course, Memphis Grizzlies are playing, they'll have a scrimmage tomorrow, as that one is just lashed wide from Mincingen. But they're playing in Orlando in the NBA bubble. This is with USL. They are playing in market.
It's a very bold plan, and it's one that requires an awful lot of work from an awful lot of people to try to get it done. And we've seen the fruits of that tonight. It makes it a little bit different, and it certainly makes it special. Everyone is required to wear masks, even when you are socially distant, even when you are fans watching in their pockets, and those pockets are spaced 12 feet apart. Ticket groups together, but otherwise, you cannot be particularly close to folks around. It's a very difficult line that you have to kind of walk to try to make sure that everyone's safe, but also everyone has an opportunity to go and enjoy the match. And it's going to be a feeling out process for everybody throughout the league. And then you're seeing the first example of that tonight in Memphis.
901 FC starting a 3-match homestand. Dane Kelly playing it. Wanted a whistle, none forthcoming. And back to Tim Howard.
Tim's probably a little bit bored tonight. Not had much to do.
I think he'd be very excited about being bored.
It beats some of his other nights. That's for sure of late. He's happy to just hang back and organize things from his half.
Flighted ball for Kelly, but Tim Howard is there.
A little bit of space there. A sharper ball might have caused some real problems for 901 FC. That floated diagonal ball, easy enough for Tim Howard to identify, come out, and get a little work in to get in front of Kelly. But if it had been a little more of a precise, little quicker ball, there was a gap there that opened up. And Hodge and Carroll got a little bit disjointed for the first time in this match. And you'll see Kelly. We talked about how good he is and how sharp he can be. He sniffed that out right away. I think a better ball would have troubled 901 FC a little bit there.
Tim Howard was asked about playing in front of few or no fans in a closed-door type situation. Foul there by Marsh Brown, and he was talking about a match that was supposed to be played in Ukraine, and due to political unrest, they moved the match to Cyprus. So a true neutral site match, and it was behind closed doors. And he said it was interesting. He said, but it's a poor excuse to say we didn't play well because there were no fans. He said that's no excuse at all. When you get between the lines, it's all about being a soccer player and taking care of business. Big collision at midfield. Eto'o with the foul and a yellow card as well.
And Mincingen got a real tough shot. Right, looked like on the upper quad area, and I don't think that was intentional. Didn't look like it. Looked more of incidental or accidental, but it was pretty nasty from Eto'o. It's been a tough night at the office for Eto'o so far, all the way around. And you see I think this was again an example of. Ooh, I'll tell you what. Watching it again, I thought there was a little more malice in it than I thought. I think he saw this one. Took a little bit of a bit of a shot there.
His left leg does indeed come out.
I take that back. Eto'o was a little bit naughty there.
And they're deservedly booked for yellow. In Group G, Birmingham, Charlotte, North Carolina, and Memphis. Birmingham right now all level with Tampa Bay in the 77th minute at 1. Just to keep you up to date what's going on in Group G. So that's why, 3 points. Birmingham now with 6. And Charlotte with 3, North Carolina with 1. Don't miss out on the next whiskey tasting August the 6th. Curated and hosted by the owner, DJ Nalo at Celtic Crossing. You can get tickets online. Join the event at the pub or virtually from the comfort of your own home. I was trying to tell Tim Van Horn last weekend about the celebratory dram. We haven't had an opportunity to have a celebratory dram of whatever your favorite whiskey might be.
Well, hopefully in about 53 minutes, we can try that. I guess it was lot this month, but last month I did the virtual whiskey tasting with DJ Naylor, and I did it. It was a lot of fun, actually. Really enjoyed it. Some terrific whiskeys, and even had one of the owners of the distillery. He zoomed into the call from France, Pete, and it was like 3 in the morning, and he woke up to do it, and it was a very, very cool experience. So big thanks to DJ, and it's a real deal. It's worth it.
Dane Kelly very upset with the decision by the referee. And off the restart, Memphis looking for a second. They got on the board in the 16th minute. Brandon Allen, 3rd goal of the season.
Settle it down a little bit here if you're 901 FC. Because I would think that Charlotte, at this stage, late in the first half, having been out here for nearly 40 minutes, you're really starting to feel it in your legs at this point. Pass it around, side to side, make them move, and then exploit the opportunities that very easily could open up. Keep that ball moving. Just keep the ball, period, if you're 901 FC. Brandon Allen wanted that ball played over the top rather than through. Right idea, just not quite on the same page. But Allen, classic goal-scoring style, Pete. He's had that one bite at the cherry and took full advantage of it.
Segbers, Allen, Mckeel with options. And Mckeel decides to play it back. Bit of a miscue by Carroll. Dane Kelly got it back, and then Carroll got it back for 901.
Mckeel just won it all day. Had several opportunities to make a number of different passes, including a really nice run early on from Michael Reed, and Mckeel just kind of hung on to it for far too long, and the play died out.
And here comes Reed now. Reed with options. Marsh Brown sends it on goal, but saved by Brandon Miller. And coming up at halftime, it's our Orion halftime. We will introduce you to our Le Bonheur Kid captain. Scores from around the USL Championship, and first half highlights and stats. That's all coming up on the Orion halftime here from AutoZone Park.
Marsh Brown's got the firecrackers in his boots tonight. Everything that leaves is hit with a great deal of velocity. And once again, Brandon Miller, a little suspect a number of different times, and that time it almost squirted out of his hands as well. I think the right idea from 901 FC to test him as much as possible.
Martinez sending this ball wide for Johnson. Etu taken down by Brandon Allen, and the foul given.
That was a cheap one there from Brandon Allen. You see the replay, look again. Ball squirted right through the hands, and Marsh Brown, I mean, he hit this one extremely solidly. Got a little bit of a deflection. That didn't help, but I think Miller would expect to handle this without too much difficulty normally. So when players see that out on the pitch, you kind of start to realize, we put this thing on net, we may get a deflection or two. And Brandon Allen, I can promise you, Pete's going to continue to follow those runs all the way through.
Vidala will take the free kick for Charlotte as they seek an equalizer in the 42nd minute. And a harmless ball. And a goal kick coming up for Tim Howard as we invite you to follow 901 FC and the rest of USL Championship all season long on ESPN Plus, home to the USL, MLS, UFC, and more. Join the nearly 8 million sports fans who have already discovered ESPN Plus and watch the championship live every week. Sign up today at ESPNplus.com. Pete Pranica, Peter Edmiston at AutoZone Park. Memphis 901 FC with the advantage. Tim Howard has not faced a shot on target so far tonight. Memphis has put 4 on frame, and Brandon Allen found the back of the net with one of those, mincing a nearly a takeaway there, and Johnson can't deal with that, and so Memphis will throw in the 43rd minute.
Pressure really telling again. You just you see the high pressure, continue to push forward. And it's been a very shaky performance from that Charlotte back line when it comes to distribution. Have not been able to get the ball where it needs to go with any kind of reliability at all.
Mincingen, and then the throw-in conceded by Martinez.
You just keep pushing, Pete. You just keep pushing. Try to force those mistakes, and they have come quite often from Charlotte tonight. Late in the match, this is where you saw 901 FC score late in the half, both first and second half of that matchup against Atlanta United. Another goal wouldn't be bad here.
The drums of Bluff City Mafia, fewer in number, but still audible, as Brandon Miller will restart here. Miller, a native of Charlotte. And Buckmaster with the foul as he sent Gebhard to the ground. Buckmaster out of Auburn, Indiana, signed with Memphis 901 in March after having been waived by the Red Bulls. Memphis not able to clear here, and Hawkinson trying to make his way. And a Charlotte foul.
Keanu Marsh-Brown almost picking up a very cheap yellow card for throwing the ball out of play to buy a little time to get back down the pitch. Got to be careful on that. I've seen a few officials give a yellow for intentional time wasting on that one. I think given the situation where we are in the half, the referee was right to use his discretion there not to give the card, but you want to be careful in those situations. Been a hard-working half, too, for Marsh-Brown, too, as you saw him back all the way, in the 901 FC defensive 18, still defending, getting up and down the pitch, and still delivering, a lot of vicious shots and crosses throughout the match. It's been a good night for him.
Marsh-Brown trying to turn. Well marked there by Lacroix. And 2 minutes of stoppage time posted by the fourth official. And that one headed back, and Brandon Allen again. What you will always find about Brandon Allen, he is always going to the goal. He's never backing up. He's never behind. It doesn't seem he's ever behind the play, but he's always on his front foot and always going to goal.
Got the one forward speed, and it works out well. And particularly with the keeper that we've seen tonight, it worked out well on the goal from Mincingen because he didn't stop running, and he was right there to get his opportunity at the goal. And so, listen, that's what you want from an out-and-out goal scorer.
And Dane Kelly with a yellow card. Really good defensive work by Leston Paul to take it away from Kelly, and Kelly goes into the book with a yellow.
Been a very frustrating night for Kelly, and I'm not surprised. He hasn't liked a number of the officials' decisions tonight. Hasn't really gotten any opportunity at all. We talked about it before the match that it was vital to make sure that he didn't have any opportunity to even possibly get a touch, and he really hasn't tonight. And I think that was a frustration level yellow card right there.
And there's a lot of frustration from him, some frustration from Enzo Martinez as well. Sure, Charlotte's not going to be real thrilled with how they have played in this first half.
No, I think they would consider themselves fortunate to be down
just
1-0.
down a goal. Yeah, absolutely.
I think if you're Mike Jeffries, you go back to the locker room and you have some words to say. Certainly, I think he probably expected a little bit of a tough start, but to only be down a goal when it has been truly all 901 FC probably feels okay, all things considered. And Charlotte has got a lot of improvement they could make.
Mincingen not able to link up with Marsh-Brown. And there is the halftime whistle. We reach halftime here in Memphis. 901 FC in a big Group G showdown. A 1-0 halftime advantage courtesy of Brandon Allen's third goal of the season. Mincingen crosses. Allen finishes. Memphis leads. We're back with the Orion halftime in a moment from AutoZone Park.
we're making sure everything's in tune. Thoughtfully planning each course. Because we're reopening our doors to visitors. Not just doors, but gates. Portals to adventure, with paths to explore our natural wonders. And attractions with the power to ignite your spirit and fill your soul. You'll notice some changes. Signs we take your well-being seriously. So, come back when you're ready to get the band back together. Because the beat goes on in Memphis.
America, we want to help get you back to it. And here's how, with the Ford Promise. Visit your Ford dealer, finance a new, certified pre-owned or used vehicle through Ford Credit, and if you lose your job, you can return it for up to 1 year from the day you bought it. You can also get 0% APR financing for 72 months across the Ford lineup. Let us help get you back to it with the Ford Promise.
Ever wonder where the capital A in Chick-fil-A came from? It started with grade A, top quality chicken. But we believed everything, not just the food, should be grade A. A is for all the little things we do to bring you our best every day.
To me, the A in Chick-fil-A is for above and beyond. I know that I need encouragement right now, and I know that our guests need encouragement. It's about making sure that they know that we care about them and that we're going above and beyond for them in all the details.
A car wreck can be a life-changing event. You want representation from someone who has been through the red tape and knows how to maximize the value of your claim. Call us at the Reeves Law Firm. Let us be your voice.
Saturday at noon, it's an all-new championship wrestling presented by Pro Shingle.
Saturday, the United TV Championship is on the line as Dan Joseph defends against Levi Shapiro and Howdy Price.
Saturday at noon, right here on CW30 Memphis.
Halftime at AutoZone Park, our Orion halftime. Orion is redefining banking with products that support your financial independence. Serving Memphis for more than 60 years, a big part of us is being a big part of the community. Orion is proud to support 901 FC. You see, socially distanced fans have to be happy with a 1-0 advantage for 901 FC tonight, and also probably really happy about it, our Le Bonheur kid captain. Tonight, let's introduce you to Cheyenne. She is our Le Bonheur Children's Hospital kid captain of the match. There she is. Hey, Cheyenne. She is from Corinth, Mississippi, and in the 2nd grade. And Cheyenne, we want to tell you that all of us with Memphis 901 FC, we are so excited to have you watching this match with us today. And keep cheering on Brandon Allen and the boys on to victory. Memphis 901 FC is proud to support Le Bonheur Children's Hospital. Take care, Cheyenne, and get well soon. We'll be back with more from AutoZone Park, including highlights and stats and a look around the USL Championship in a moment.
The United Soccer League and its 47th championship in League One clubs stand united in support of diversity, inclusivity, equality, and compassion. Together, we can make a difference. Together, we can create change. Together, we are united against racism.
Once a community's long-term player development pathway is established, USL clubs must clearly define their talent identification strategy in collaboration with their youth network. Establishing this strategy provides local clubs and coaches the opportunity to recommend top young prospects towards the USL Academy level and eventually their local USL senior team. As players are identified, the USL Academy League is designed to provide young players the opportunity to transition from youth soccer to playing at the senior level in 3 different ways. Players most ready to make the jump to the USL Championship, League 1 and League 2 can begin their integration into a senior team by taking a part-time senior status, allowing them to train and even play at the senior level while still getting additional training and games within the USL Academy League. Top young players projected to be ready for their first integration into senior team soccer within 1 to 2 years will be encouraged to register as the full-time academy status. Players with a longer-term projection towards the USL senior team will have the flexibility to continue primarily being a part of their youth team through the part-time youth status. This will also encourage further collaboration between the Youth Network and the USL Senior Team, as coaches from both levels can work together to determine the right time to move players through that established pathway. For more information, visit usl-academy.com.
For every staircase supporting a grand entrance, door frames marking milestones, floors kissed by bare feet, and walls making room for new memories. Protect the pure joy of home with Terminix. We're committed to keeping termites out of your home with our all-new On Guard termite protection system, always backed by the Terminix promise to keep your home strong enough for all the love it holds.
Tonight's match is brought to you by Terminix, Defenders of Home. By Orion, redefining banking with products that support your financial independence. By AutoZone, get in the zone. By Southern Security, we treat you like a member and an owner because that's what you are. And by MemTravel, come home to Memphis. And Memphis with a 1-0 advantage over Charlotte. Independence, our Orion halftime score. Brandon Allen in the 16th minute getting us to this score line. Our official Memphis 901 FC Pub partners, all those Pizza Pies, Ghost River Brewing, Silky O'Sullivan's, Celtic Crossing, Soccer City 901, and of course, our good friend Seamus at the Brass Door on Madison Avenue. Those are our pub partners. Check it out at memphis901fc.com/pub partners. "1-0 is our halftime score. Memphis 901 FC seeking their first victory of the season after picking up a point last Saturday night in Atlanta. Our look around the league. Wow, the Indy 11, they have 12 points atop Group E, courtesy of a victory over Pittsburgh. Tyler Pasher in stoppage time from outside the 18. Indy 4-0-0. Reno and Tacoma postponed. That has been moved back to October 3rd due to a positive COVID-19 test from Reno. And Memphis, the middle game of this three-game homestand, they will have St. Louis next Saturday night at 7:30 here at AutoZone Park. St. Louis 2-1 on the season. Blackwood and Cicerone leading the way with 2 goals apiece for St. Louis. Elsewhere in the championship tonight, our Chick-fil-A scoreboard. Hartford Athletic defeating Philadelphia Union 2. And a match that is very interesting to 901 FC. They are in the 90th minute. Birmingham and Tampa Bay all level at 1. San Antonio and Rio Grande Valley all level at 0-0. In the 63rd minute, Louisville City with a 1-0 advantage over Sporting KC. Halftime stats from this one, as you might expect, Memphis really taking care of business. 10 shots to 5, 4 on target, none for Charlotte Independence. Memphis the better of it with their possession and an advantage of 5-2 in corner kicks. Memphis controlling the run of play of this match. A 1-goal advantage is what they have to show for it at the interval. We're going to step aside for a moment. When we come back, we'll show you how Memphis got that 1-0 advantage. Spoiler alert, it was Brandon Allen. Then again, it usually is. We're back in a moment from AutoZone Park.
For my shirt, too sexy for my shirt, so sexy it hurts. And I'm too sexy for Milan, too sexy for Milan, New York.
Sometimes you run out of fresh at the wrong time. Luckily, Kroger Delivery and free pickup make it easy to grab what you need, so you can get back to being you. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
I'm Corey B. Trotz with the law firm of Nahan, Saharovich & Trotz. If you've been injured in a car or truck wreck, we won't let the big insurance companies push you around. Call Team NST at 683-7000. It's time to lawyer up so that we can help you money up. That's money for medical bills, lost wages, and pain and suffering. Injured, lawyer up to money up. That's the NST way.
NST is the way to go. Call 683-7000.
This summer, get back in the driver's seat. Your Honda dealer is open and ready to get you into a new Honda today. Like the versatile HR-V or the fun-to-drive CR-V. Visit the Honda Summer Clearance Event and get a great deal from Honda, KBB.com's 2020 Best Value Brand. Get a great deal on the CR-V at the Honda Summer Clearance Event today.
With 745cash.com, you can get money in minutes. That's right, cash from your couch. And it's as easy as 1, 2, 3. 1, quickly apply. 2, upload your information. And 3, get cash in minutes. Cash on your card or into your account in minutes. 745cash is locally owned and operated, so check out our 5-star reviews. Now, getting cash is really as easy as 1, 2, 3. And all in the luxury of your living room.
Go for the gold with a golden title loan. 745cash.
The Orion halftime rolls on down the street from the legendary Peabody Hotel. We're at AutoZone Park tonight. Memphis 901 FC, the home side with a 1-0 advantage. Pete Pranica and Peter Edmonston with you on the call. And, Peter, what say you? We look at some first-half highlights as Memphis really controlled run of play throughout the first 45.
Brown
inside the 18, and that one volleyed in.
From the beginning, Pete, it was obvious that 901 FC came out with a real game plan, and it was emphasized and capped off by Brandon Allen's very advantageous play, and I mean that quite literally, the referee playing an advantage. And Brandon Allen and Rafa Menzigen not stopping at all, keeping on running, finishing, and Brandon Allen scoring. Why not score goal number 51 after he scored goal number 50 in that last match? And Keanu Marsh-Brown has had a number of electric shots all night tonight. Every time he has put his boot through the ball, it has been with some serious bad intentions.
Yeah, Etu has had a rough night, and Marsh-Brown, I mean, people may not realize just how much of a veteran he is when you consider how much football he played in England. Mm-hmm. And certainly extremely experienced, and it's been a frustrating night for Charlotte. Of that, there is no doubt. Let's take a look at the upcoming schedule for Memphis 901 FC. We talked about it, Peter. This is a crucial homestand. Now, St. Louis is outside the group, but North Carolina is in group, and then you have the rematch at Charlotte, at Birmingham, and then at North Carolina. This is a real good time to stockpile points before you have to spend 3 straight weekends on the road.
There's no question about it. And while home matches and road matches are a little bit different given the fan situation and the realities of life with COVID-19, there's no question that the 901 FC, the way they're playing tonight, if you can kind of parlay that into some points tonight, some points in a week's time, 2 weeks' time, you're in much better position. We've talked about how tough it is playing with this group. It's a sprint, and 901 FC is at a little bit of a disadvantage early in that sprint process.
Looks like, that's Jose Baxter. He's going to put the practice jersey back on. I was waiting to see if there would be an opportunity here for Tim Mulqueen perhaps to make some changes, although the 11 he put on the pitch tonight, he played pretty well.
Would have been a bold move to make a substitution after a pretty strong half like that. But I think you can expect to see some subs, at the 60-70 minute mark. Again, on a hot night like this, it is very humid. It is, after all, Memphis in late July. What would you expect? You'd think a sub or two is, just from a purely weather standpoint, would be needed.
Well, you would imagine that you'll probably see Cal Jennings late in the match. Yep. Pierre Da Silva is also in the 18 and available, as is Dan Metzger and Liam Doyle, and Jose Baxter, as we talked about moments ago.
Well, and Baxter is a unique story. We talked about before the depth that this squad has, and Jose Baxter has a resume that's pretty well unmatched. Playing for a club the size of Everton at the age of 17, and coming from where he's come from, it's been a crazy story the way that he's gone. And he doesn't even make the starting 11. It tells you just where Memphis 901 FC is right now. Things have come together well, and they've got those impact subs. And that's going to be really important on a night like this, Pete, when you can bring in a Cal Jennings, and you saw what he does. He is a natural goal scorer along the lines, a little bit of a different type of goal scorer, but has the same eye for it like Brandon Allen does. When you could bring a guy like that on 65, 70 minutes and give him 15, 20 minutes to go after it, it's a strong weapon to have.
An organized round of applause for healthcare workers. That was one of the things that Tim Mulqueen talked about during training this week, that the hope was for his lads to go out, play hard, play well, and make it a tribute to those that are working on the front lines and battling this pandemic, and also to give people a 90-minute respite from worrying. Yes, everybody's wearing face masks and everybody's socially distanced, but at least 90 minutes where you're not having to think about it more than you ordinarily would. And it's been a good 45 minutes so far for 901 FC, but the job far from done.
No doubt about that. Nice early opportunity here.
And then going in on goal, mincing in again, but that out of play resulting in a goal kick. Mincingen, formerly playing with Lansing in the NPSL and USL League One, finished his collegiate career at Valparaiso in northern Indiana. As you get a look at Brandon Miller. Miller was tested several times in the first half.
And I'm not sure that he did all that well on a lot of those tests, Pete. I think you need to continue to push with him. Rafa Mincingen, you mentioned, and he's the one who's keeping Pierre da Silva out of the side right now. With the way he played at the end of the Atlanta United 2 match, you could see some positive things, and he has really kept all of that coming in tonight's match thus far. Has just been in the middle of everything and is really a very positive-minded player, always looking to get past his man, always looking for a good ball, good tackle to keep it moving. And I think for tonight's match, he's been a perfect fit for what Tim Mulqueen wants to see.
Vidala playing it wide. Mincingen is there to take it away from Memphis. Plays the ball nicely into space. Marsh Brown. Mckeel. Brandon Allen inside the 18. And I believe the offside flag went up.
Yeah, the offside flag did indeed go up. A good idea from Mckeel. Allen just a hair offside. That was a little quicker decision. And let's take a look, because that one was close. Maybe a little bit. I don't know. I'd like to see the VAR on that one.
Aaron Maughan, ball at his feet. Segbers winning it for Memphis. Marsh Brown, look at the speed. Marsh Brown plays it beautifully into the 18. But no good opportunity comes from it. Now he'll cross at far post. Brandon Allen is not there. But Mincingen has been all over the pitch tonight and making a huge difference for 901.
Well, and Mincingen wanted that ball a little bit earlier from Marsh Brown. I don't think Marsh Brown realized he was making the run until it was too late. By the time he played the ball, Mincingen's body was a little too far gone. The angle wasn't quite there. If he'd played it about a half a second earlier, Mincingen's in 1-0. I mean, he's just got a 1-on-1 with the keeper. He's good to go. Really good run right across that diagonal. He's been awfully sharp tonight, Pete. That's another example of it right there. Quicker in thought tonight, our 901 FC. Quicker in thought, not only than Charlotte, but quicker in thought than they have been really at any time since the restart of USL play. It's a really sharp performance. And immediately coming out of halftime, Pete, they've picked up right where they've left off, and Charlotte continuing to struggle.
Leston Paul, the elbow comes up and catches Vidala in the mouth area. Right there.
Little how do you do? Little welcome back. That one looked more inadvertent, Pete.
That was, yes, there were not bad intentions there.
No, it was just again an unfortunate coming together of two gentlemen. Happens from time to time on the pitch, they tell me.
Mckeel on the takeaway, and then he's dispossessed. Ball played wide for Kelly, but Tristan Hodge will be back there. Make sure that it ends up in a goal kick for 901 FC as we remind you the USL Championship looks forward to August with one final nationally televised match in July. An early contest for Group E supremacy. Center stage, St. Louis FC and Indy 11 look to create early separation from the rest of the group. St. Louis FC and Indy 11, that comes up Sunday, July 26th, which would be tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern on ESPN Deportes.
Sloppy
and a
giveaway.
Foul, yeah, sloppy giveaway, and then the foul on less than Paul, and an opportunity off a set piece here for Charlotte.
This one's a cheap one, Pete, and this is you've really not seen Charlotte have any kind of a threat to speak of in open play. And so when you give up a cheap free kick in a really dangerous area, that is going to frustrate Tim Mulqueen to no end.
Martinez, who was a teammate of Tim Howard with the Colorado Rapids. He'll take it, send it far post, and it's headed in. We're level at 1. I believe that was Hawkinson.
It was indeed Luke Hawkinson with that header. Far too easy, Pete. Far too easy on that set piece. Nothing Tim Howard could do about that. First time that he's really been tested, and he's having a little discussion with his back four. It was a cheap one to give up. It was a really nice floated ball by Martinez, and really, again, not much there. Confusion between Tristan Hodge, Keanu Marsh-Brown, who was going to get Hawkinson, and turned out nobody did.
Hawkinson making his first start of the season. He's on loan from Nashville and has his first goal of the season. Former Creighton Blue Jay, and now we're on level terms, and now really game on, despite the fact that Memphis had controlled the first 45 in the early stages of the second half.
I mean, Charlotte coach Mike Jeffries can hardly believe that his team, they're tied? I mean, he couldn't believe his luck. There was one opportunity really for Charlotte, and they've taken full advantage of it. And 901 FC's had a number of good opportunities, have only been able to take advantage of one of them. You know, if this were a boxing match in terms of points, 901 FC would be way ahead on the card, but it's not boxing, Pete. It's 1-1.
And that's one of the issues that has plagued 901 FC, is that when they make a mistake, it usually ends up in the back of the net, and the foul by Leston Paul resulting in the free kick.
You could just hear the Jaws music playing on that free kick. You just had a feeling that something bad was about to happen, and sure enough, it was. And what will really frustrate Tim Mulqueen, I mean, in addition to giving up, it was a cheap giveaway in the midfield after you had possession that caused the free kick to begin with. And then on top of that, it was just an easy set piece. I mean, a simple run, simple ball.
That's cross far post, headed by Brandon Allen, but out.
Yeah, headed it straight down, unfortunately, for Brandon Allen, although it was deflected out for a corner. So that was an opportunity, Pete, but again, like you said, that's a great chance right there. Really good chance. Got to take full advantage of those. Good ball here from Marsh-Brown. Puts it right down, but look, you see Allen just got out in front of that one and headed it straight down rather than into the net. And he'll be a little disappointed with that one, but another opportunity for Marsh-Brown to put one in. You just got to go back, keep playing the way you're playing. You've got all the opportunity in the world to get a goal on the board here. This is still very much 901 FC's match to win here. Just made it a little harder on yourself.
Marsh-Brown, and that's headed out of play as Carroll rose above and headed it over the byline. 55th minute. Hawkinson in the 52nd minute. Martinez is credited with the assist.
First substitutions coming for 901 FC.
Pierre De Silva along with Hundley. So De Silva comes on and Marsh-Brown comes out, and Marsh-Brown has just been fantastic tonight.
Really a strong effort, and I'm a little surprised to see the sub coming in, although De Silva, we know how dangerous of a player that he can be. But I'm a little surprised to see Marsh-Brown taken off this early. I don't know if there's a little fatigue issue potentially or something of that nature.
And Matt Hundley is on, and Mensingen is out. I'm not sure that Marsh Brown didn't step on somebody's foot. There might be
maybe a little injury situation.
Possibly. And of course he relies so heavily on speed. So we'll see how it all plays out. So Memphis has used 2 of their 5 substitutions.
Well, I think Mensingen and Marsh Brown can be very pleased with their performance in 901 FC. Subs have got some work to do.
Brandon Allen sends it into the 18. A whiff there. Buckmaster scores! Reese Buckmaster opens his Memphis account to put the home side up 2-1.
We talk about mistakes. There was another one for Charlotte right there, and Buckmaster showed an awful lot of composure in that situation when a lot of guys, especially defenders, getting an opportunity that close to the net, might have skied that thing a million miles in the air. He was very, very calm. Watch how easily he takes advantage of this miss kick, and then look at the cutback right here. A nice little touch, and then with that left foot, bangs it into the back of the net, Pete. That was a slick little maneuver here on the cutback.
That was well played as Reese Buckmaster opens his account 2-1 Memphis, the Chick-fil-A Mid-South goal. What a play by him. And interesting trivia note, played his collegiate soccer at Indiana. There is a fairly famous University of Indiana alumnus in the stadium tonight.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Sean Mckeel, former PGA champion. Yes, he is here tonight with his family, and he texted me before the game, and he said, boy, this is a perfect night for soccer. And I said, well, you should know, because, boy, when he was there, Jerry Yeagley's Red and White Army.
Well, and he knows a little bit about showing some touch, and there's no question that Buckmaster had a little lob wedge that he kind of popped it right over the oncoming defender. I am really impressed with his composure in that situation. He made that look a lot easier than it was.
And the misplay by Hugh Roberts really is what opened it up. As you look at Aaron Mond for Charlotte. So after Memphis makes a mistake and they are punished, Charlotte makes a mistake, the misplay by Roberts, and they are punished. And a throw-in, Segbers will take it for Memphis.
And I mean, let's be honest, Pete. This is what the scoreline. This is the match reflects this scoreline.
Yes.
It would have been unfair for 901 FC to be tied up in this one. This has been almost entirely 901 FC's match.
They have controlled run of play. They have controlled possession. They have been crisper. They have been more accurate. They have been more organized. And defensively, this is the best showing they've had defensively all season by a fairly wide margin. And now just trying to get some possession here. Buckmaster in the 56th minute with the go-ahead goal. And Reed decides to take a whack at it. Big physical play there, and it's a play on. Martinez not happy at all. Now De Silva. Mckeel chipped into the 18, trying to get to Allen. Mound heads it out of danger as far as Charlotte is concerned. And Memphis not giving up. They have been relentless, which is exactly what their manager Tim Mulqueen's been talking about all week. We need to be more relentless. Jake Arman and Ray Ortiz about to enter for Charlotte.
They have been relentless, and I have to think, Pete, to kind of echo that point. Perhaps that's what's in mind. I mean, it could be with Keanu Marsh-Brown. Perhaps there's a slight knock or an injury or something of that nature. Rafa Metzinger played really, really well. But I think it could be that Tim Mulqueen wants to continue the energy level, doesn't want any kind of a dip at all in the energy level, wants to continue to have as much potency as he can have along those outside parts of the field. And so you got to be proactive with the subs. That was certainly a proactive substitution. And I don't know that necessarily was the reason that 901 FC scored, but perhaps the correlation doesn't always equate to causation.
Luke Hawkinson comes out of the match, the goal scorer for Charlotte. We near the 1 hour mark, and Memphis a 2-1 advantage. Dane Kelly getting loose, lost a boot and send that one just wide. Howard sprawling but did not touch it.
Kelly's been frustrated all night. That was the first sight of goal he's had, and he was about 35 yards out. And he said, nah, what the heck, let's just take a shot at it. And to his credit, not a bad effort from there. I don't know, Pete, if you can look behind, there's the Rep Your Club, the Shop 901FC, Memphis901FC.com banner to the left of Tim Howard back there. It's a little misaligned because in his frustration, Dane Kelly kicked it so hard, I thought he broke his foot. On one side, I mean, he kicked. You know, you've got him. He's out here kicking the advertising. It's been that kind of a night for him.
You know what? Press box wasn't open. No pregame meal. How about some Papa John's? Papa John's is a proud sponsor of Memphis 901 FC. Remember, when 901 FC scores twice, you receive half price. Use the promo code SCORE2TWICE for 50% off your order.
I do see that little 2 next to the 901 FC up there, Pete. So I think we all know what that means.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. De Silva. And Reed. Leston Paul. Memphis very patient here. They are trying to play a very pressing style of soccer, but patience doing them well here as they try to unlock Charlotte one more time and put a third on the board. De Silva. De Silva sends it wide.
Looks like that may have been deflected.
Might have been deflected, and so it would be a corner kick for Memphis.
De Silva a little bit more of a free roll than we saw from Marsh Brown, as he's getting into some different spaces, and I don't know that it's a full-on formation change, but you're seeing him with a couple of different opportunities there. And De Silva's a unique player because he plays left and right, and being so left-footed, it really changes. He's an inverted winger when he plays out there on the right side, and more of an orthodox winger when he plays on the left, and he's cutting in the middle this time.
De Silva, that one low, and Martinez sends it out. As we remind you, Chick-fil-A is the official goal sponsor of Memphis 901 FC. 2 Chick-fil-A goals tonight. Brandon Allen in the 16th minute, and Reese Buckmaster in the 56th for Tim Mulqueen's side. Segbers will throw in. De Silva marked by Gebhard. Reed, combination, and Memphis wanted a whistle and a penalty, but not forthcoming.
I think Segbers may have been looking for that one a little bit. I have to see the replay on it to be sure. It was close. It was close. And they're getting into some dangerous positions, no doubt.
If you're just joining us, Charlotte has not played a match since March. Their fitness level is being tested. Memphis being so aggressive. That's loose in the 18, and that'll force Miller to come and play it for the Independents.
Keep an eye on, if you see number 3 there for Charlotte, Q Roberts, one of the center backs. If you watch his body language, he looks awfully tired, and he doesn't look like he's quite up to speed. Yeah, he was the one who was at fault for the Buckmaster goal, and it seems to maybe, I don't know if it's affected him mentally, but you just see he's sort of kind of loping around a little bit out there, and he was the one that Mensinger really attacked early on, and just keep an eye on him, because I think Brandon Allen may see that as an opportunity to get between those 2 center backs. They don't quite look up to it tonight.
Yeah, it was Roberts' miscue that allowed Buckmaster to gain possession. De Silva, and that one goes out of play. Memphis has done a real good job with Enzo Martinez. Martinez has the assist on the Hawkinson goal off the free kick, but Memphis has done a good job with him. And Tim Mulqueen telling me earlier this week, I know Dane Kelly's really, really good, but Martinez is the key to their team.
Well, I'm really struggling, Pete, to even think of too many threats that Charlotte has had in this game from open play. You have to you go back and maybe one or two sequences where they showed a little bit of pressure, but by and large, it's not really, haven't had much on offer in terms of getting forward. We haven't seen Dane Kelly at all, other than kicking the advertising and taking a few speculative long shots. Just haven't had much of the ball to speak of, and again, it would have been a real shame if the 901 FC weren't ahead in this one, given the way they play.
Memphis a 2-1 advantage in shots. Foul on Lacroix. Charlotte has managed exactly one shot on frame and it found the back of the net. And Cal Jennings, who had the equalizer in Atlanta last weekend, will come on, and Brandon Allen, who opened the scoring tonight with his third goal of the season, will depart. So fresh legs with Cal Jennings coming on. Played his collegiate soccer at Central Florida, 45 goals and 64 appearances, so extremely prolific. Then again, so is that guy, Brandon Allen.
A little bit different in the way that they approach goal scoring, but very similar mentality. Now, both guys, when you have them up top, you know they're looking for one thing, and Jennings really is a sharp player, getting into those spaces, and you can see right away getting into the action.
And that one having to be punched away by Brandon Miller. Huntley battling for it near the corner flag with Johnson.
A little bit of a cheap foul call there. I think the officials giving Charlotte a bit of a break there, but you saw it right straight away into it, making that near post run off of a set piece. That's just what he's going to provide for you, and you can tell a player of his pedigree, such a good collegiate player, highly drafted, highly touted. There's something there that's pretty special.
Trying to hit Zach Carroll in front of goal. Jennings he likes to play a little bit behind, whereas Brandon Allen is more forward in his runs. And Jennings, the goal he scored in Atlanta to equalize in stoppage time, when Tim Mulqueen saw it live the first time, he thought that Jennings was trying to cross it. It was at such an incredibly sharp angle, but it found the side netting and earned Memphis its first point of the season.
Well, and he was so calm too. In that moment, you think about the time, the situation, and the fact that Atlanta United too kind of went to sleep a little bit, and I don't think that he probably didn't expect to have as much time as he ended up having, and he sort of the outside of his right foot, put it in that sharp angle, scored the equalizer in a key moment, and it's a great way to start your career, I got to tell you.
And they try to get it to Jennings, trying to run onto it, and contact, and Aaron Mon goes to ground. As we remind you, the USL's elite pre-professional platform, USL Academy, allows clubs across the USL to build a pathway to pro soccer by bringing together top local youth talent. Following the success of the first Academy Cup events, clubs can now apply to participate in the USL Academy League kicking off in spring 2021. For more information, visit usl-academy.com or search hashtag USL Academy on social media. And a reminder that tonight's match is presented by Terminix, Defenders of Home. The 901 FC trying to defend their home pitch, and waiting for where the whistle was going to come. I wasn't sure if the ball was out of play. It was not. And so a goal kick coming here for Tim Howard and 901 FC.
A little bit of a scary moment there. Everyone maybe switched off just a moment there. We've seen that a couple times. As I think a little unclear as to whether that ball went out, and it did. Clearly that ball was all the way over the end line, but play to the whistle. We just advise every player out there, always play to the whistle.
Mckeel. And Howard sends it deep. Hundley trying to turn. Memphis retains possession in the 70th minute. First of a 3-match homestand for 901 FC.
Pete, if you watch, Pierre Da Silva's kind of dragging a couple of one of the central defenders away, and he's starting to link up well with Jennings, and I think there's a possibility here. Da Silva gets picked up by one of the two central defenders, and Jennings sort of makes that run underneath, and when he gets an opportunity there, because those two are a little disconnected. Mond and Roberts have kind of not had the best communication tonight. I think Tim Mulqueen's onto something here with the opportunity to kind of get a ball through them and to give Jennings an opportunity to score.
Valentin Sabella, 21-year-old out of Key Biscayne, Florida. He started the match against Sporting KC2 back in March. He is on. Derek Gebhardt is out. So 3 substitutions made by Charlotte. Buckmaster. If this scoreline holds, he would have the match-winning goal. Coming in the 56th minute. And Memphis again with possession deep in the Charlotte end.
I think playing, Pete, with a lot of confidence tonight, too. They look like a team that had a good week of training and kind of got their head right before this matchup.
They have looked exceptionally sharp at both ends. Just the one blemish. Takeaway there by Armin. And then right back to Leston Paul. Now Segbers. Da Silva trying to link with Segbers. Good defensive work by Sabella. And it will result in a goal kick for Charlotte.
No, they've given the corner, Pete.
Oh, they have given the corner.
It was a really nice run, and you've seen good chemistry from Segbers and Da Silva in previous matches, and again tonight, making those runs and causing a lot of problems. And they're really pulling Charlotte's back line all out of position and opening up opportunities and plenty of space.
Da Silva sends it away, headed. I think Jennings got to it. Da Silva now. Reed looking to turn. Reed dispossessed by Ortiz. And Howard comes outside the 18. Nervy moment there. And sends it out of play for a Charlotte throw-in.
A little close for comfort there, Pete. That ball had a little backspin that may have surprised him a little bit.
Indeed. Courtyard Marriott is a proud partner of Memphis 901 FC. Memphis trying to tighten things up in Group G. Meanwhile, Birmingham earns a point. A draw with Tampa Bay at 1.
So much space in the midfield for 901 FC to work. I just don't see a lot of energy from Charlotte to close the ball down in those spaces. And Memphis 901 FC, to be honest, has got a little more time than they realize to pick out a few of these passes.
Reed. And you made the point earlier, Peter. Memphis has done such a good job in the midfield. And now an interception. They were trying to get it to Da Silva. Lacroix with a sprint up the touchline. Oh, great defensive work by Segbers to disrupt the run by Duke Lacroix.
That tackle had to be perfect, and it was. Risky one, and he pulled it off beautifully. Almost kept the ball in play. Lacroix in full flight. Very quick, but Segbers, that's a perfect tackle in a very tough situation at full sprint.
But now you've got to deal with a corner kick. The Charlotte goal coming off a set piece, off a free kick. And Martinez, dangerous. Back post. Sabella can't run it down. Goal kick for Memphis.
Dodged a bullet there.
Very much so. Martinez, interesting. Tim Van Horn, we referenced the My Three Subs podcast. You talked with Enzo Martinez, and Enzo was asked, well, what did you do during the hiatus? And one of the things he said, I learned how to build a patio. He says his father-in-law is an engineer, as we have a hydration break here in the 76th minute. He says, my father-in-law is an engineer. I had him do all the calculations. I just did the grunt work. And I put it together. So,
did he really learn then, Pete? I mean, I have to question whether he learned or whether he was, just doing what the engineer told him to do. But hey, either way, got a new patio out of the deal, so not too bad.
When your father-in-law tells you to do something, good idea to do that.
Very smart.
As we tell you, Papa John's is a proud sponsor of Memphis 901 FC. Remember, when 901 FC scores twice, i.e. tonight, use the promo code SCORE TWICE, and you'll get 50% off your order at select Papa John's location.
Pete is telling you to go put in SCORE TWICE right there when you go to. He's trying to tell you to do it. So please.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. See, they're taking note, and they are placing their order.
Exactly right. Just like Enzo and the father-in-law. If Pete tells you to go there, you got to listen to Pete. Pete's trying to give you the right thing to do.
I'm trying to save you money.
That's all you want to do. Just save the people some money out there. After this hydration break, you just got to finish the job. If you're Memphis 901 FC, you've done the hard work. You've got yourself in a great position to win this match. And I think, Charlotte, to use that boxing analogy, they're very much on the ropes here. They look tired. They don't look like they've got the energy to really push unless you give them opportunities. You give them a free kick here. You put that, then obviously they'll take that. But in open play, I don't think they've got enough energy tonight to do anything. So just you get that. If they get that third goal, I think it's game, set, match. So
yes.
We'll see.
Yes, it would be lights out. Well, you've gone from boxing to tennis. And
I know, I'm all over the place with these sports analogies. Let's play ball.
I was going to say Charlotte is wobbling right about now.
Exactly right about that. They are.
And this was the concern that their manager Mike Jeffries had. Look, we've trained well. This last week of training, we felt we had an edge. We were eager to go out and play, but you always worry about match fitness. And, Memphis came out of the restart against Birmingham, and it was a real struggle. Charlotte foul here.
You can't simulate it. You can try. You can have scrimmages. You can have, 11 on 11 in practices. You can do all sorts of things, but in an actual match situation, when the pressure is on, when you are playing at maximum intensity against the very best, you just can't. You gotta go out there and experience it and get those match minutes under your belt. Right now, Charlotte, you can tell that they just don't have very many of them right now. 901 FC has been the better team, but you just got to finish the job. And again, stuff like that, it may seem small, but there's just no need to give up. Any opportunity for them to float the ball or get the ball into a better position is what you want to avoid.
Now I'm going to go back to a comment that I made earlier in talking with Tim Howard this week. He said, Memphis was on the front foot of that match in Atlanta. Had to come back from behind twice to earn a point. The mature soccer club is going to be the better team, and when they're the better team, the scoreline is going to reflect it, and you're going to get all 3 points. That's really where Memphis is now. So this is where maturity, poise, and composure will get them 3 points. Lacking that, and the result may be different.
Well, exactly right. And I mean, you've got to have maturity, poise. You've got to learn those things. And sometimes it takes a while for those to emerge. In this case of the season, you don't have a whole lot of time for maturity and poise to emerge. You gotta have that as quickly as possible. And you saw there, with Charlotte, their poise is lacking a little bit. And when Jennings was pressing up high, you force some bad passing. You make them pass enough in their own third, and mistakes will happen.
Kelly, who's been very quiet and very frustrated tonight, draws a foul there.
Yeah, Kelly's got to be careful not to pick up a second yellow.
Yeah, he was on the verge of dissent with Benjamin Meyer, our referee tonight. Ortiz inside the 18, looks for a cross. Headed away by Buckmaster and run down by Arman for Charlotte. 80th minute. Back heel for Johnson. Joel Johnson, tracked by Reed, who concedes the throw-in to the Independents.
Reed has done a lot of unsung work tonight. You saw it there. Again, that pressure took a little bit of the sting out of that attack from Charlotte, and will end up getting the ball back for 901 FC. It's one of the things that doesn't necessarily show up as a pure out-and-out statistic, but that pressure was a key reason why Charlotte couldn't get that attack and continue it going.
Buckmaster's throw-in ends up at the foot of A2. Wow, that gets by Ortiz, and Buckmaster clears. Tries to get it to Jennings, but well marked there, and Roberts clears, but picked up by 901. Hundley sends it wide. Jennings into the 18, trying to get to his right foot. Ball squirts free. Hundley trying to cross. Johnson with the block of the attempted cross.
Jennings working hard, having to go out to the left side to go and get that ball, but even when he tried a little too much, he kept his run going to that near post and made himself a threat.
Armin with a good run, denied by Leston Paul. De Silva and Lacroix match up. And Charlotte with an opportunity here. And a heavy left-footed shot well out of play.
That into the Fielder's Square Apartments. Lucky souvenir for one of the apartment owners.
Valentin Sabella in very, very heavy foot. His second season in Charlotte. Tim Mulqueen urging his side on. Less than 10 minutes away from their first victory of the season. Hundley. How much does Charlotte have left in the tank? Ortiz is dispossessed. Jennings has De Silva on his right wing. Taken down, no whistle. Contact by Ortiz.
Couldn't get his feet together. Muckett stayed down in the midfield. He's working his way back up. He took a little bit of a knock in the build up to that move.
Enzo Martinez, tracked by Leston Paul. Armin. Dangerous moment here. 1v1, and we're all level at 2. And Memphis just could not shut it down. Valentin Sabella, a goal last year in 18 appearances, has leveled the issue at 2.
Tim Howard furious in the build-up to this, thinking that there was a foul right there, and it looked as though I think Carroll may well have slipped rather than was fouled. It's hard to tell on that angle, but Tim Howard furious that was not called in the build-up, and to his credit, Valentin Sabella just kept on moving, and it looked like he got bundled over. Hard to tell for sure, but Dane Kelly certainly was able to get a little bit into Carroll, and I think Tim Howard may have a point there. Hope you don't read lips.
And if you do, you know exactly what he said. And it was not pleasant. Oh, the frustration. And it was a storyline last year for Memphis, just not able to, in some cases, to put matches away. And you'll take a point, but you really need 3.
You need 3, yeah. You absolutely need 3, especially the way that you played.
Well, yeah, as well as Memphis has played. Issue is not totally settled yet.
Mistakes so costly, and again, you know, whether that you classify that as a mistake or bad break, bad call, you know, any number of things, it's all kind of been a Murphy's Law situation for 901 FC. In that situation, though, Pete, it's you know, I have a little bit of sympathy for the official, because in real time, it looked as though he may have slipped. Replays, as you continue to watch it, I think it's pretty evident that Dane Kelly has been pretty physical and was very physical there to ensure that Carroll couldn't make the challenge that was needed in the buildup, and Sabella took full advantage of it. To his credit, he showed a lot of composure in that finish.
Hundley. Martinez taking it away, and now Charlotte with new life. Martinez trying to send it into the 18, trying to link up with Ortiz, who had started a run.
Well, that energized Charlotte. Charlotte looks like a different team right now. They look like a team that believes that they can pick up a winner here.
Ortiz at the top of the 18. Roberts. And now Johnson. And a Memphis foul as Sabella went down. And a yellow card has been issued. Well, which way are they going with the yellow?
Well, it's another free kick opportunity.
Yeah, it's another dangerous situation, and Sabella with the equalizer has the ball down.
Well, late in the match, when you might expect that Charlotte would be tired, they appear to have gotten a second wind late on with that goal, and now a dangerous play here.
Sabella sends it in.
Roberts got himself in a very good position, and he's 6'4", a big target to aim at. He got himself in a really nice position, and he couldn't quite put that head on the ball, but he was in a tough spot. And now for 901 FC,
trying to get it to Jennings.
Got to look for that winner, Pete. Again, as you point out, I guess at this stage of the season, 1 point is not the worst thing in the world, but you really need all three.
Particularly given with the quality of Memphis's play tonight. If you walk out of here with a draw, you're going to feel cheated.
Mm-hmm. Well, sometimes a draw feels like 1.1, and sometimes it feels like 2 points lost. And for 901 FC, it would certainly feel like the latter tonight.
Sabella in the 83rd minute to equalize for Charlotte. Brandon Allen got Memphis off to the smart start in the 16th minute. Hawkinson equalized in the 51st at 1 as Miller clears that out of immediate danger. Buckmaster opened his Memphis account in the 56th minute. Memphis not able to hold on to the advantage. Sabella leveling the issue in the 83rd minute. We're in the 88th minute. There's been very little stoppage time. I can't imagine there will be much added time. That ball intended for Martinez. Tristan Hodge playing it back to Tim Howard.
If you're 901 FC, Pete, you want to push forward. You want to get that winner, but got to be careful.
Again, trying to get it to Jennings, and Miller comes out to play.
Jennings, he's 6 inches or so shorter, so you're going to have to play, I would think, on the ground. You have to play that ball kind of in front of him on the ground rather than trying to go over the top. That is where Roberts should have a distinct advantage, and thus far he has. I think on the ground, though, a little slip ball and a through ball, I think he may have an opportunity. He's playing right there on Roberts' shoulder.
89th minute. And danger here. Sabella dispossessed. De Silva not able to hold it. Lacroix, and swept out by Segbers as they were trying to bring it to Ortiz along the near touchline. Have not been advised of stoppage time as we are seconds away from the full 90. Arman into the 18. Ortiz serves it, and Howard handles for Memphis.
Not far away from being a really dangerous ball. Kelly was lurking. Nice turn from Mckeel. Really good ball there.
Oh, Jennings in the 18. Jennings from that sharp angle. Oh! Across the face of the goal. And an opportunity there, but Mckeel could not get a boot on it. 3 minutes of stoppage time has been posted.
Fraction of an inch away. What a ball across from Jennings. Such a dangerous player.
And speaking of a dangerous player, here's Enzo Martinez. Right-footed strike, well over.
Time is of the essence. Watch this. Beat him for pace. Slid it right across and I mean, if he was a size 14 instead of a size 13, that's a goal, Pete.
And it was about from that angle that Jennings converted the equalizer at Atlanta last Saturday night.
I mean, that is a perfect ball across, and Mckeel can't fault him effort-wise, having run his socks off for 91 minutes. He's making that far post run. Perfect ball. Just, it's been that kind of season thus far for 901 FC, unfortunately, just an inch away.
Ortiz. And the foul given. And a yellow card as Ortiz goes to ground.
Again, when you have one this late in stoppage time, you're not going to have a whole lot more time. And I think Charlotte will certainly not rush to take this, knowing where they are. And I would imagine they'd be pretty thrilled, all things considered, with getting a point out of this match. Delay here. Time wasting you would expect, and make this the final opportunity if they can.
So Reed with yellow, but Enzo Martinez has it placed, trying to get the walls arranged. Lofted in. Nothing comes of it. As we near the end of stoppage time, is there anything left here?
This is one last roll of the dice right here.
De Silva, handled by Miller. And Miller going to take his sweet time.
Charlotte would by far be the happier of the two sides when it comes to this result.
And they will be. That is your final whistle and your final score. Memphis, a point that by all rights should have been 3. But a late equalizer from Sabella in the 83rd minute, and a missed opportunity by fractions of an inch. It's a 2-2 draw in Memphis. We're back with more from AutoZone Park in a moment.
America, we want to help get you back to it. And here's how, with the Ford Promise. Visit your Ford dealer, finance a new, certified pre-owned or used vehicle through Ford Credit, and if you lose your job, you can return it for up to 1 year from the day you bought it. You can also get 0% APR financing for 72 months across the Ford lineup. Let us help get you back to it with the Ford Promise.
The demand for healthcare professionals have never been greater. and Concord is training the next generation of heroes to answer the call.
I was able to start, graduated within 13 months, and I was starting my new job within a month of me graduating.
Concord blends online classes with safe, hands-on training so you can start your career, often in less than a year.
I love Concord because it made me a better person. Now I feel like I'm really unstoppable. I can do whatever I put my mind to.
Well, disappointment at AutoZone Park. Memphis 901 FC controlled run of play for virtually the entire match, but they walk away with a 2-2 draw with Charlotte Independent. Charlotte took both meetings off Memphis last year, but they draw tonight. Our Buff City Soap man of the match, Reese Buckmaster, equalized, or actually gave Memphis the advantage 2-1 on that great play off the misplay by Roberts. Memphis 901 FC and their fans hoping that would stand up as a match winner. It did not, as it turns out, but Reese Buckmaster, our Buff City Soap man of the match. Former Indiana Hoosier, former Red Bulls player with the go-ahead goal for Memphis, but it did not stand up in a 2-2 draw tonight. Buckmaster in the 56th minute, combining with a Brandon Allen goal in the 16th minute for Memphis. Memphis had a 1-0 lead, 2-1 lead, could not hold it. Significant lead in shots, only 2 on target for Charlotte. Both of them found the back of the net. Peter, you look at almost 60% possession, more passes, more corners. In so many ways, Memphis really controlled this match even more than they did in Atlanta United last weekend. But both weekends, both Saturday nights, they walk away with just 1 point.
Well, we mentioned, Charlotte, not that we had a big book on them because they hadn't played since March, but in their lone match of the season, they were outpossessed 65-35, the Sporting KC2, and still managed a late winner in that one. This one was 60-40, Memphis 901 FC, but 2-2 on the score sheet, and it is 2 points dropped in the end for 901 FC after a really terrific effort. For so much of the match was undone by a few mistakes here and there. And that's going to be a tough one and a lot for Tim Mulqueen to discuss.
Mints again, crosses under there. For Peter Edmiston, I'm Pete Pranica. Thanks so much for watching. 2-2 is the draw score line here from Memphis. Memphis back in action Saturday, next Saturday, August the 1st, when they take on St. Louis FC. Join Tim Van Horn and me for the call right here on local CW 30. Memphis 901 FC 2, Charlotte Independence 2. Thank you so much for watching USL Championship Soccer.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.